Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 Genetically Modified Overkill run. Hope you're all doing well. Today, we're going to build up the most stats possible. I just did the guide to the Dwarf, so I'm excited to do some GMO combinations with Dwarf. So we're going to play Dwarf alongside the One-Armed, which is going to give us the additional damage modifications and bonus attack speed, although the attack speed is reduced, of course, significantly because we're playing the Dwarf. And then let's just throw in the Loud so we have more enemies to build stacks off of. I think this will actually be a pretty difficult run, but we're going to have to see how it works out in practice. As for what weapon we pick, this is a really interesting one. I think we want one with a wide swing so that the Dwarf passive can trigger frequently and so that it can help protect us since we're only ever going to have one weapon. I'm going to go with the Ghost Axe, I think, and if this doesn't work out, we'll try this again. I expect this run actually will not be like the easiest run in the world, so we may have to take a couple cracks at it. Because we're playing the Dwarf, I'm going to let the enemies stack up here so we can get the Dwarf bonus to trigger. And looks like we only got one. I do need to just clear the wave to make sure that we're actually getting Ghost Axe stacks. Okay, nice. We got 2 Dwarf bonuses, which is pretty nice. I'll take 5 luck here, so we're already at 2 bonus melee damage because every engineering is worth 1 melee damage since the One-Armed doubles our melee damage. Take the luck. I'll take the Lemonade as well. We don't really need to roll that aggressively for weapons in these early shops, although I will just lock these 2 and roll for one of them, because we only need to find 1 Ghost Axe to get it to level 2, and then we're done rolling for it, at least until we can find another level 2 or a higher level Ghost Axe, or another weapon that is even better for us. Definitely want to trigger the passive as often as possible, but also try to make as much money as possible in these early waves. So I'm trying to strike a balance between stacking enemies on top of each other for the passive, and also making sure we're actually clearing the wave. And of course we want to make sure that we are getting bonus damage from our Ghost Axe. Is there any chance we can kill that? Nice, got it right at the end. And a second tick of the Ghost Axe, which is pretty good, so we're already building a lot of percent damage as well. I'm going to take the More Luck. More Luck is really good for us because, obviously, for all the reasons luck is normally good, but also this character is going to take a lot of incidental damage since we only have 1 weapon, so we can't protect ourselves super easily. So the bonus luck will generate consumables, which will help us out in that respect. I'm going to take 8 harvesting here. Although we lose harvesting every wave, 8 harvesting will slow down that harvesting loss and just keep us in the positive for longer. Take a plant for sure, and then roll, and we'll buy another lost duck as well. So our luck is actually really going up in these early waves. I'm going to need as many defensive stats as I can get. Again, it's going to be hard for us not to tank damage, so we'll need regeneration, armor, dodge, etc. Let's go over here and see if we can get a couple triggers of our Dwarf passive. Just more engineering and more damage, but I need to not die also. And since our weapon swings so infrequently, again, it is quite difficult to avoid that. Although we're not making that much money in these early waves, we are getting a ton of stats, so our economy is still doing very well, even though it might not appear like it in the money section, because we are getting stats, which is what we would be spending the money on. So our actual income shows less than what we have. Take the defective steroids here as well. The buying melee damage isn't that important to this combination, but I just want all the HP that I can find in these early waves. I will need to get my Ghost Axe strong enough and my defense is high enough that we can like one-shot the elites. Otherwise, we're not going to be able to survive. And we do have early elites in this run. You'll notice we have an elite on 7, and it's all elites this wave. Okay, I need to be very careful of that lamprey. An elite on 11, excuse me. I think I said 7. We have an early elite, and it's all elites in this run, so we are going to need to be very careful to get our damage high enough that we can kill them before they kill us. I don't really want the feather. Building dodge is going to be really hard, so I'm just going to recycle that. Do I take 8 harvesting to offset the penalty? I think I'm going to take the max HP here, and then I will start building dodge. We will want dodge eventually. The minus 20% dodge obviously is a real penalty, but when we get a level 9 dodge, a 9-point dodge, I think it's okay to start building it. The level 2 Ghost Axe is really nice here. That is going to get us a lot more percentage damage, so that's really good. Gummy Berserker for a few percentage points of attack speed, I don't think we want. We don't want any of these, but the Cute Monkey is pretty nice, so we'll grab that. I'll roll again, and I'll pick up a Duct Tape as well. This is also worth 1 melee damage for us, so that's pretty nice. It's a little bit of extra bonus from this. I could reroll for 8, but for 8, I think we are going to just go to the next wave. The nice thing is, every time we kill 6 enemies with 1 swing, we are getting bonus money, and we're going to do that a lot because we only have 1 weapon. So our weapons, unlike in the guide to the Dwarf I showed you, where I suggested buying lots of weapons, but sometimes that costs you some triggers off your passive because your weapons will steal kills from each other. That can never happen to this character, since we only have the 1. Although we probably will want to build up into engineering later on. Like, if we get constructs, landmines, turrets, or anything like that, we will buy them for sure. Okay, we're gonna, I guess, build dodge now. Lumberjack shirt. I'm gonna pick this up because if we find Pocket Factory, it'll be very useful for us. I will take the coffee. We can use any attack speed boost that we can get. Corrupted Shard is good as well. Now do I want the feather? I think we still don't. It's just a very inefficient way to buy dodge. And then I will roll again, and I'll take a turret. Turret is going to be very useful for just helping with additional wave clear, so we'll pick that up here. It'll let my turret just kind of do its own thing across the map from us. Alright. We swing for 124 right now, which is not enough. We definitely need to get our damage higher in the next few waves. Oh, whoa. Okay, the turret killed the pufferfish there, so I took the extra projectiles. I was not expecting those projectiles to spawn, but because the turret was what killed the pufferfish, and that counts as it being killed by ranged damage, or not melee attacks, the pufferfish spawns projectiles when a turret kills it, so that could have gotten us in a lot of trouble. One thing with the Dwarf is that if you kill more than 6 enemies in 1 swing, you still only get 1 set of stats. So it's not super efficient to get those huge groups of enemies on top of us, but you obviously have to do what you can. Take the 9% speed there. Celery tea. Doubling enemy health. How likely is it to cost us a lot of enemy kills? I think we can probably deal with double enemy health in the next wave. Our damage is really high, so we should still one-shot most enemies. I also already have 3 consumable heals, so I'm going to buy the alien worm here and roll and roll. I could have tried Ghost Flint as well. You build attack speed at half rate, but attack speed's really important to this character. So that might have been an interesting option. Alright, and our turret will still be one-shotting things because it does, or I guess two-shotting things, because it does a ton of damage since we have such high engineering. I'm having to run away from enemies more than I'd like here. And this, incidentally, is why I suggest getting multiple weapons on the Dwarf when you're trying to get your unlock with the Dwarf, or just win around with the Dwarf. Because playing with one weapon is extremely punishing, and costs you a lot of kills. We're having to run away from enemies a lot. Admittedly, we did buy celery tea, and that's part of it here. But because we're having to run away from enemies, we're losing money, and we're losing a bunch of stacks of our passive. So, not as efficient as having multiple weapons. Alright, we're going to keep building dodge. We're now at positive dodge. And let's take the Gecko, Broken Mouth, and Muscly Dude, and roll. Take a Scar here as well, and roll one more time. Reinforced Steel. I guess that is 3 melee damage, but we already have 72. We don't really need more of that. I was trying to let those enemies stack on top of each other for the Dwarf passive, but I completely messed it up. That's okay, though. A level 4 Ghost Axe would be a really nice find as well. It would get us a lot more % damage. So we do 254 per swing. Definitely not enough to put us to the point where we're able to kill the elite yet. That's going to be the real test here. This build also is really sad that we rolled 3 elites and no hordes, because we would have gotten so many more stats from horde waves, because we're an ethereal build and have the dwarf passive. We are starting to make decent money on these waves, though, so that's nice. That's definitely encouraging. I'm going to roll here. I think we can do better. And I'll take 10 luck. And here, let's take 9% more dodge, and we can start getting our dodge pretty positive. Explosion size could be useful if we find Rip and Tear or something like that. Anchor is also a really interesting option as a weapon, but I think it attacks too slowly. I'm going to regret not taking the explosion size. I know I will, but I don't think we can afford to do it right now. We just have to focus on getting our damage high enough for wave 11, so I don't think we can afford to buy things that won't do anything yet. Fishhook, obviously, is too powerful to pass up on, though. We'll take this, and... Do I even want the bait? It's 8% damage, but we're getting tons of percent damage. I think it is still worth it, because we also get probably an extra stack just from the lampreys that spawn. And then keep rolling a little bit. Sure, we'll take a second bait. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. I also will take Sharp Bullet, because we now have double turret. Also, very possible I should have waited 1 round to buy the second bait, but I really wanted the most enemies in this wave that we could get, so that we could get the most stacks as possible. Get as many stacks as possible. Alright, we do one-shot the spawners now with our high melee damage, so that's pretty good. And once our damage is high enough to kill the elite, we'll be in much better shape, but of course I'm still taking a lot of hits. I also do need to build some crit chance. As you saw there, our crits are very, very valuable. Every point of crit chance is a huge amount of damage on average for us. So any crit chance we can get is going to be pretty good. For clearing elites and bosses especially, which is what this character is going to struggle with. Every swing we get more melee damage, and almost every swing on this wave we're getting more percent damage. Leaving 100 materials on the ground. I could take 6 max HP. I think we can do better than that. Let's roll here. I'm actually just going to take 5% attack speed, because every point of attack speed is really nice for us. And 4 regeneration is also great. Here's my regretting explosion size, but I think that was still the right decision. And we'll definitely take the adrenaline. We've built a bunch of dodge, and this is part of it. It can help us with all of the survivability that we need. So I'm very happy with the decision to invest in those dodge level ups, because now we're at 19% dodge, and that will be a very important component of our defensive strategy later on in the run. Glass cannon, we don't really want. Pencil, I don't think we need either, because our engineering's already 123. So we're fine there. Do I reroll for 12? I think I do, and I'm going to lock the penguin treasure map and baby gecko. I could also swap from the ghost axe to a brick just for next wave, because this does almost leet damage, does 1336 damage per swing, and only costs 85. Of course, if it breaks immediately, then we lose instantly, and I do like having the ghost axe, so I think we're gonna hold on the ghost axe. We'll stay loyal to that for now. But the brick's a really interesting option as well. I'd love to get improved tools. That would help our turrets and our landmines. A garden would be a really big deal also. There's a lot of different things we could get that would really power up this character. I've reduced my range a little, and actually increasing the weapon range of this weapon would help as well, just make it more consistent at killing groups of enemies. But now that we've got 20% dodge and a little more healing, we're definitely in much better shape than we were a couple waves ago. So pretty happy to have found the adrenaline and the additional regeneration and stuff that we found. That has really helped this character not be in really bad shape as we go into the elite run. Now, whether we can kill the elite, I'm still not sure. Even though we swing for 700 or almost 800 damage, that may not be enough. This incendiary turret will help a ton, though, as will 9% more dodge, as will 7.5% more attack speed. So those are all huge bonuses for us that are really, really good. First gecko, that's nice. We're going to grab all of these and roll. Sad Tomato I will take. Crystal, we probably will tank damage, but I think the Crystal will still be good. Even if we go only like 5 seconds without taking a hit, that's a pretty big bonus to our DPS against the boss. Now that we have Crystal, we probably don't want Blood Donation, but I'll take the Jerky, and I'll lock these Shackles. We'll try to get bonus movement speed, assuming we survive the next round. And Jerky, of course, is one of the best items in the game. Might be the best item in the game, and is going to help out a lot. Alright, I'm going to try to pull the Elite over here towards my Constructs, because I want it to be on fire from the Incendiary turret. And then we just need to get a couple hits against it. This is the hardest Elite for us to fight, because our very slow swing speed makes it difficult for us to actually land hits on it. So that, I think, we did get a pretty dangerous roll of Elite, but we should be able to just kill it in a couple more swings. Nice. It took a lot of damage there, so the Crystal was not very good. But even every little bit of attack speed when we hit so hard and only have one weapon is really valuable for us. So definitely still taking the Crystal and pretty much any attack speed we see. I'm trying to kill that loot alien, but my weapon kept attacking in the wrong direction. Have to manually target some things. Alright, I'd say things are going pretty well here. I did almost die there. I'll take the GAINZ Magical Leaf. That's awesome. We really need regeneration and max HP. Tentacle, yeah, I talked about wanting crit chance. I'm going to roll here. I'm looking for movement speed, because I'd really like to hit higher than 7% for our move speed cap. Do I take 3% or do I roll? I'm going to roll, and I could take 2 armor. I'm going to roll one more time. Unfortunately missed on movement speed, and I don't think I want to spend a ton more, so I'm actually going to take 15 range. 2 melee damage is basically not important when we have 176, and range will help out a lot. Okay, so here I could take 3 movement speed. I think we're just going to cap on 7. I'd have really liked to get higher movement speed than that before buying the Shackles, but Shackles is really good, so we're going to buy it anyways. I'm going to buy the Pearl because this is just a fun item. I don't think it's actually very good here, but I just love Pearl, so I'm going to buy it. And I'll take the Penguin, and the Book I will pick up as well. It's 1 melee damage and 1 engineering, neither of which matter a lot, but it's also a unique item if we find Fairy, and both of those stats are fine. Vigilante Ring, I think, is not worth buying. The 3% damage per wave is just a fraction of what we're getting from the Ghost Axe, so it just doesn't really matter. Very happy to have more regeneration now, though. Now that we've made it past the first Elite, we're definitely in much better shape. It's still definitely losable. We could get overwhelmed by tons of enemies and just be unable to kill them. But the first Elite was the real test, especially because we got the hardest Elite for this character. It really is so satisfying that every time we attack, we get a trigger of the Dwarf passive, and like every second time we attack, we get bonus % damage from the Ghost Axe. Just feels good. Hitting for 1,000 now. Our negative harvesting is starting to really cost us, actually. Okay, community support is awesome. Although our armor is quite low, bonus attack speed is huge for us, so we're very happy with that. And dodge up to 37, I will definitely be pleased to grab as well. Take that. More max HP from the defective steroids. I'm actually going to pass on that. I'm going to buy the tractor just to get to positive harvesting. And I'll take another alien worm. We still have +4 consumable heal because Jerky is broken. So the alien worm giving us more regen and more health, I think, is better. Still only have a level 3 Ghost Axe. It's also very possible I've missed a Ghost Axe. It's a weapon I usually ignore, so if I miss leveling it up, then definitely that one's on me. Easy, of course, when you play a game to get into the habit of shortcutting things, and that can lead you to miss stuff. And most of the time, it's good to build up heuristics. you will often see people do the, like, you should think about every decision as though you're making it for the first time thing. And that's just not true, because mental load is real. And one resource that you have to manage when you're playing a game is your own intellect. Having to think about every small thing every single time costs you brain power, which you should be spending on things that matter. So building up heuristics actually helps you a lot when you're trying to strategize. Yeah, baby squid we will definitely take, and let's roll here. I think we can do better. I'll take 4 regeneration, because the more regeneration we have, the better. All right, nice. We got the level 4 ghost axe, which now hits for 1367, a cursed tractor, and I will lock the sunglasses. We could get a cursed sunglasses as well. Nail. Yeah, I mean, our weapon damage scaling with our engineering would be ridiculous, so very happy with that. And I'll lock the tardigrade, because cursed tardigrade, if we get that off the fishhook, is really good. And also it helps protect our crystal and stuff, so it's not a terrible item for us regardless. Alright, let's see if we can kill this elite. Oh, walked right into its attacks there. So you can see I'm still tanking a lot of damage. I do need to back out a bit. Let's go get healed by our medical turret, which hits us for +10, so I should be playing around the medical turret every time, of course. Our constructs are stealing some percent damage and some engineering from us, especially because our constructs are really powerful now. I think that's worth it, just because otherwise we wouldn't have enough wave clear, and so we'd be giving up a lot of money and also taking a lot more damage. Transitioning into constructs in the late game, I think, is how this build really wants to play. Once we've built up a bazillion stats, it's just good for us to be able to translate those stats into something that actually helps clear the waves. Since this one ghost axe can only hit so many enemies at a time, no matter how much attack speed and stuff we build up. I will say also the crystal has been awful for us. We're just getting hit constantly. I'll take the banner here, and 50% XP gain. Yeah, let's take that. Here, I'm actually going to take 45 range, I think. I want my Ghost Axe to hit more enemies. Unfortunately, we didn't get anything cursed. I could wait to try to get the nail cursed, because it's a unique. But I think I'm just going to buy it. It should just massively boost the damage of my weapon. Yeah, that was like plus 400 damage on the weapon from a single item. So that's obviously great. We'll take a turret. I will take the lighthouse as well. Try to get it cursed if I can. Oh, right. I was confused as to why we got bonus regeneration there, but we have the baby squid that gives you regen when you level up. I thought we were playing like the the old GMO weapon from the previous one that had previous mod that had custom weapons and items. For a second I was like, hang on, did we somehow get the trigger from that where we get bonus regeneration for killing enemies? But of course it's from leveling up with the baby squid. There's so many lampreys on the field because our constructs are now capable of killing the blobfish on themselves by themselves very reliably. $500 materials on wave 15 is definitely on the low end. And we do have positive harvesting, but something that I have really noticed in the Abyss is there's just fewer enemies, but they hit harder. So you will get a lot less money when you play the Abyss unless you invest super heavily into harvesting. So characters like the Loud are actually a lot worse in the Abyss, I think, because you just won't be able to clear every wave super reliably every time, and the Loud really needs to do that in order to make money, because losing harvesting is really dangerous. We do have 194 bonus range. Let's get some more bonus range just for fun. And I actually don't really know where all that bonus range came from. What is scaling my attack range that much? I guess we just bought a few things that boost our range. I will take oh yeah, we have shackles for plus 80 range, and then I bought some range upgrades, so that's pretty nice. We do get to hit a much larger group of enemies at once when we have bonus range. We have only -2 elemental damage, but Curse Frozen Heart is still going to be awesome, giving us bonus curse and a ton of extra damage and 17% damage scaling. The Lighthouse didn't get cursed, but I'm still just going to buy it here, and then I will lock these 2 items as well. Anything that we can lock and potentially curse is good for us. Yeah, you can see the bonus range is actually really starting to come into play, where we're able to clear enemies much further away from us, which is helping to protect our character a lot. Of course, the other things that we've built to help clear the waves are significantly contributing there as well. But the bonus range, I think, is something that made this playthrough a lot easier, because this character really needs to hit enemies further away. When you're playing the one-armed, range is much less of a dump stat, I think, than it usually is in Brotato. Even though it slows down our attack speed because we're using a melee weapon, people get really invested in range slowing down your attack speed, but the amount that it slows your attacks by is so minuscule that you can pretty much ignore that effect of buying bonus range. The question is, does the range actually do anything for you? And the answer is usually no. But the potential to lose melee attack speed is not something that I would be too worried about. Take some bonus dodge here. The silver bullet, so we can potentially kill the elite even faster. And 8% more dodge, that's awesome. I will take the lost duck as well. Let's roll here. A baby elephant, that can help us just kill things. And well, no, we don't really need explosion damage. Our percent damage is so high that I just don't need that. Scar, no, it's too late for Scar to do anything. Alright, let's see if we can kill this guy pretty quickly, and I believe we will be able to. Because now our damage has started outscaling the enemies by a lot. We just had to reach this point where we've been leveling up over the course of the run, and are now incredibly powerful. Should appeal to the Baldur's Gate players in the audience. I like that we killed 4 lampreys, a curse alien, and a loot alien in a single swing of our weapon there. The very productive attack with the ghost axe. Just killing 6 of the most dangerous and important enemies in the game in a single blow. Crystal continuing to give us no value, but we are just killing enemies very fast. Anyways, so that's fine. And our constructs are really important, I think. I actually think we would not be doing anywhere near as well if we didn't have those. The Kraken's Eye, that's great. We're getting hit all the time, so the Kraken's Eye will go off pretty frequently, I think. And then I'll take that. I'm gonna roll here. I think we can do better. Let's take 9% crit chance. I do want more crit chance, and I want more dodge to try to get to dodge cap. Take the Acute Monkey. Corrupted Shard is bonus curse, which we do want. Structures can crit. Yeah, I mean, that's great. Let's roll, and we'll take a medical turret. I guess I should have bought the whistle if I was going to buy it, because we will only get 1 wave with it if I buy it now. So let's actually just re-roll and see if I can lock some better stuff. We'll lock this lucky coin. I'm going to lock the ghost axe as well. I should have been doing this earlier. I kind of forgot to do this. I should be locking random ghost axes, because a cursed ghost axe is going to be better, even if it's only level 2, is going to be better than the level 4. And so with Fishhook, we should be locking to try to get a cursed ghost axe. Definitely would have made this run more powerful if I'd done that earlier. This one I'm recording after a drink or two, so if I make suboptimal plays, I'm gonna blame the weekend. The pufferfish consistently getting killed by other stuff while I'm swinging my weapon at them, and then they spawn 5 projectiles and try to dunk me with those, is really starting to get me. I'm gonna recycle this. We don't need it, and let's roll here. I'm gonna take 45 more range. I just think that's kind of fun. I'll take the lucky coin here as well. That's a huge amount of bonus luck, as is the propeller hat. But we'll leave the ghost axe locked to try to curse it. And we'll lock this landmines as well. I could also take a cursed screwdriver. I'm going to lock that. If our ghost axe doesn't get cursed, a cursed screwdriver is going to be really fun also. And I'll swap to that. Just try to spit out infinite landmines. This run has been quite fast. We haven't had to make a lot of decisions, so I'll probably do a few more waves. We'll do 5 or 10 waves of Endless just to really get to go off. I'll take the cursed screwdriver and we'll just, you know, get to go off with all the stats that we've built, because it does feel like we've spent all this time building up to be as strong as possible, but haven't really gotten to experience how strong we are. So a few more waves will be fun. Excuse me. Rip to headphone users. I'll take the dangerous bunny here, of course, and we'll take a fertilizer also, because I am now going to go for a few more waves. Weird food. Capping our movement speed at 7 is going to really hurt me as I go into endless mode also, by the way. Take 15 luck here, and let's take 30 more range, because buying the range is really fun. Alright, so we're gonna unlock this, buy the landmines, sell the ghost axe, and buy the cursed screwdriver. Hopefully we find a higher level screwdriver. Okay, amazing. We found the improved tools as well. So that's going to be so many landmines. We're very happy to see that. And we've got pile of books also. So very happy with the decision to go for endless mode. I'll take the snowball here as well, because it's cursed and that's just fun. And we'll buy this. Lock a crystal. Although the crystal has been quite bad for us, I'm just enjoying having it. And yeah, we'll take a cursed alien worm. Why not? And I'm going to keep rolling. I'm looking for stuff I can lock and try to get it cursed, but haven't found much that's that exciting. So let's go for the endless run. So we should be getting a new landmine every couple seconds. And we also critically hit for 15,000 damage. This is not going to be anywhere near as many landmines as if we had multiple screwdrivers. So don't expect to see infinite landmines, but this will still be a lot of landmines, and that'll be really fun. And the more attack speed we buy, of course, the more we're going to get. And also, if we find more construct attack speed, so much the better. How much do our landmines explode for, actually? Only 341 damage. That's kind of sad, given how much engineering we've built up. We're also no longer going to be able to easily build up a ton of engineering, because the screwdriver is not good at killing 6 enemies in one swing, even with all the bonus range we've bought, just because of its very small attack size. And the straight forth and back attack pattern is much worse than a wide swing for killing lots of enemies at once. You heard it here first, folks. Thrusting better than swinging. Or worse in this case. I'm going to recycle SG's couch and toxic sludge. We'll take the pearl because it's a free pearl, and a potato is always nice to have. We're going to recycle, and another free pearl. Wow, we got really lucky off those 3% chances. Here, let's take some more range. That sounds fun. And we'll get to dodge cap as well, and more attack speed, even at half value. Okay, well, so much for our plan to do screwdrivers. Because we just got a cursed scythe, and so obviously we're going to swap to the cursed scythe. So we're going to recycle this and pick this up, and then we'll take a cursed crystal and a metal. So this is going to deal 1 damage per second because it's cursed, so it deals less damage to us, which means that we're not going to be able to use these crystals, but the cursed crystal is still worth buying for 5 curse and 5% attack speed. Oh, another scythe. That's good. Do I want this crystal just for 2.5% attack speed? I think not. I'll take the Cyber Ball, though, and the Lost Duck, and let's lock Saltwater and roll. Gonna roll again. I'm really looking to lock more stuff. I'm gonna lock the Piggy Bank as well, just to pull it out of the pool. So you can see, our Tardigrade, obviously, is not useful because we have this Scythe, and are taking 1 damage per second. One fun thing about this build, though, is that if we wanted to go for a much longer endless run, which I'm not going to do, but if we wanted to do that, then we could sell the Scythe. It's not like if we had bought Blood Donation or Bloody Hand, and we're taking 1 damage per second off those items. The Scythe we can sell out of and be able to use tardigrades again. So you can use Scythe as a weapon in even super late endless runs. Even if you're intending to go for really late endless runs, because you can always get rid of it and have it stop turning off your tardigrades when those become the key factor in winning an endless run. Really deep endless runs are mostly determined by how many tardigrades you find. So if you buy an item that prevents them from working because it deals damage to you over time, then that can really hurt your endless mode runs. But Scythe is an exception to that. Take this, and let's just take any cursed item we see, buy all of these, and just to pull them out of the pool. We have plenty of regeneration to buy Weird Ghost, but we don't really need to buy Weird Ghost, so we won't. Let's roll here and lock a bunch of items and see if we can get good cursed items. Yeah, sure, a cursed Ice Cube would be fun as well. Our weapons do always do elemental damage, so the Ice Cube is going to be really good. Let's go to wave 22. Oh, okay, we actually one-tapped the 2 bosses there. Got critical hits and just obliterated them. Our construct's not doing that much right now, but our weapon attacks sure are, so it's fine. Mostly what's killing stuff elsewhere on the map is not our constructs, but is our cyber balls and stuff. And we are still getting the occasional tick of our passive. If I run into a big group of enemies as they spawn, then we can get a pretty big boost to our melee damage. Like that. Let's recycle the scope. Pocket Factory, great. We're very happy with that. I wouldn't mind a cursed one, of course, but Pocket Factory is always going to be great. We'll buy this even though it's a unique, and it would be nice to get it cursed, but I'm pretty happy to just buy all these. Ooh, explosive turret. That's nice. I'll lock the spyglass as well. For really, really long endless mode runs, you would just lock this forever until you got a curse on it. We're not going to do that here, of course. Cursed Jelly, I don't think is worth locking. Let's roll again and see if I can lock something that will give me an actual bonus. Nothing here, so we'll go to the next wave. So now that I've got Pocket Factory and we've got improved tools and more attack speed, we should see our constructs actually starting to clear things out a little more. And once we get the explosive turret as well, that's going to be a really big boost to our constructs' efficiency. Not the ones we already have, but just our constructs in aggregate are going to do way better once one of them is an explosive turret. I feel like there's some kind of change that is making the construct scale off of our attack range, which isn't supposed to happen, but you see how far our incendiary turret is going? Is it getting bonus range from something? I've seen this happen a couple times, where it feels like our range is affecting our constructs, even though it's not supposed to, and I wonder if there's a bug with Pile of Books or something like that that's making that occur. I don't know if anybody knows anything more about that, because range is a primary stat. It's not supposed to increase the attack range of your constructs. Constructs only get affected by secondary stats here, other than engineering, of course, which is a primary stat that does affect constructs. But it does feel like I have seen this a couple times where our range was our constructs have different ranges than they normally would have, and that has been odd to me. I don't know what's causing it. Leather vest, yeah, we actually need armor quite badly. We've only got 4 armor. We didn't one-shot that one. Weak. That's sad, honestly. Alright, let's keep an eye on this explosive turret as things spawn next to it. It only does 275 damage. No, the explosive turret, I think, is the one doing the 1,000 damage instances, so 1,700 damage crits off the explosive turret. That's pretty nice. I do like that our scythe continues to attack faster and faster as the wave goes on. It helps feel like this build is still building up damage. Even though mostly our passive is stopped stacking at this point, and we obviously don't have a go stack, so we're not stacking up percent damage anymore. But we still get that feeling of progression. I'm going to take Ricochet just for fun, just because I like Ricochet. Normally in Endless Mode, you do not want to take Ricochet, because the way that Ricochet works is every bounce has a 50% damage reduction. Every subsequent bounce has a 50% damage reduction. And that's not reducible, that damage reduction. So there's no pumpkin for Ricochet. There's no pumpkin for bouncing shots. So you just lose a lot of damage on your attacks because Pierce happens after bounce. So all of your piercing shots, when you have bouncing shots, do at least half as little. Do minimum half as much damage, and sometimes less than that if you're losing damage per pierce as well. So you end up hurting your damage a lot on most characters if you pick up Ricochet on deep Endless Mode runs. Now on this run, we're not going to go deep enough that matters, and also it's just fun, so we're going to grab it anyways, but that is a danger. It's a trap you can fall into on Endless Mode, is buying Ricochet. Let's lock this compass, and I'll take the baby elephant as well. That sounds fun. Little frog for bonus pickup range. You know what? Sure. It's a cursed item. Let's grab it. Alright, where is... Oh, this is not an elite wave. For some reason, I thought this was an elite wave. But I think that's next wave. As we hit for 32,000 damage per attack, 33,000 there. Feeling pretty good about that. Wait, did that enemy just survive an attack from our scythe? There's no way. That's just not possible. Even in Endless Mode, enemies do not yet have more than 35,000 health. Got 45,000 damage critical there. Sure, we'll take the Blood Leech and the Whetstone. Some Lifesteal can't hurt, and we'll take bonus luck. Take some armor. Even level 1 armor is really nice for this character. And then we'll roll here. Lock a Clover, and I'm going to lock the Strange Book as well. Decomposing Flesh is often pretty useful in Endless Mode runs, up to a point. At a certain point, any healing that you get doesn't matter at all, because any damage you take will kill you immediately. But picking up 1 Decomposing Flesh for a bunch of bonus lifesteal can help a lot of builds out, so is often worth doing. It's a way to get tons and tons of lifesteal for free in endless runs. You only have to spend 1 item on it, and in an endless run, it's going to get you up to like 100% lifesteal, which is certainly useful to have. Late in... As you get much deeper into Endless Mode, lifesteal won't matter at all, but in the sort of early waves, the like 20 to 40 waves, having a bunch of healing can be very useful. And once you reach the point where healing doesn't matter, your HP also doesn't really matter, so the max HP that you don't get from leveling up is basically irrelevant. Decomposing Flesh, I think, is one of the more underrated items in the game right now. I see a lot of people saying not to buy it, and I think it is a really efficient and excellent item. Sure, we'll take another tardigrade. That way, if we wanted to, we could sell out of our scythe and start going absolutely nuts. Let's pick up the Alien Eyes, Small Fish, Strange Book, leave the Clover locked, and roll. Take a banner here as well. Roll, roll again. Explosive Turret, we can get that cursed, and that would be really sick as well. So now that we have 2 tardigrades, we actually build up a little bit of crystal attack speed before enemies spawn. It immediately goes away. But if we had like 5 or 6 tardigrades, or a couple cursed ones, then we would end up actually building up some crystal stats when they mattered, which would be kind of fun, even despite taking damage per second. Yeah, you can see when I take a hit here, it actually chunks me for a lot of my health. Because on endless mode, as you start tanking hits, those hits start really hurting very quickly. Typically, the strategy is to kill every enemy before they can possibly attack you, because enemies that hit you will hit so hard that there's just no way you can buy defensive stats good enough to survive them. We'll take a fairy. It's only 10 regen there, but it's fine. Recycle these, and take 5 engineering. Cursed banner. I would have preferred a cursed explosive turret, but look at this. 300k damage on the 1 explosive turret that we got not that long ago already. That is a truly ridiculous amount of bonus damage we've been getting. Block all these and see if we can get them cursed. Oh, this enemy took like 3 swings. So our damage is starting to fall behind. This is because we aren't building free percentage damage or free melee damage anymore, so the only damage increases that we're getting are what we actually purchase. Because enemies are just dying too fast for us to ever kill 6 with 1 swing. Ouch. Those pufferfish are really dangerous for this character as well, because our constructs keep killing them, or my cyber balls and baby elephants keep killing them, and then I have to dodge all the projectiles because they spawn so many when you kill them with a ranged attack. Getting now a lot of crates, which is nice too. Keep recycle. We'll buy this. We'll buy this. Eye patch, sure. More piercing sounds good. And a Cursed Wisdom, that's a really nice one. That's a big boost to our percent damage, which obviously doesn't need the help, but it also pulls a unique out of the pool and curses it for us. I accidentally double-clicked a reroll there. I didn't actually see what was in the shop, so we lost a couple shots at some items. Everybody let me know in the comments what items we missed so we can all feel bad about them. Hopefully it was something really awesome that I just rolled past, because that would make everyone really upset, and I would find that funny. Our construct no longer doing as much work at this point. Even with millions of free engineering builds do fall behind pretty quickly. You really need to have invested very heavily into construct attack speed, which we haven't really been given the opportunity to do. We have improved tools, of course, to boost it, but we haven't found a single Clockwork Wasp. And improved tools only go so far when we build attack speed at half efficiency, because we're playing the Dwarf. I will say, this wave, there's so many enemies on the field, and they've got enough health that they're not dying to our other stuff. And we actually are getting triggers of our passive, so we're going to build up some more engineering and melee damage this wave. Another turret, which has dealt 1.5 million damage. Let's get more piercing shots. And roll here. Sure, we'll take some more regeneration. Cursed Lure, Cursed Garden, Cursed Gentle Alien. That's awesome. I would take a GAINZ Magical Leaf as well, but I'm going to stop at wave 30, so I'm just going to buy anything that looks fun for this wave. Ooh, Rip and Tear. That looks fun. We'll take a helmet as well. The Cursed Lure, of course, I would buy also, but Rip and Tear is going to help explode the entire screen. Yeah, these enemies taking actually a decent number of swings to kill with our scythe. But we got them. And the cursed spawners are also surviving multiple attacks from me now. So you can see our damage has scaled wildly up, but as soon as we stopped scaling it, it did fall behind the endless mode enemies. You really have to continuously build more damage in endless mode because enemy health goes up so quickly. Especially in the Abyss, where the base health and the health scaling on these enemies is so high that it's very hard to have your damage keep up with their health. On the other hand, we did get to really enjoy our constructs just going nuts, and the scythe was very fun, so very happy we did that. Ooh, we got a crown. So we are going to crown ourselves the victor, because we picked one of those up. Let's take a quick look at the stats of our items, though, because that is pretty awesome. From the beginning, we have a ton of consumable heal, which is great. We found our turrets dealt 2 million damage, almost. We found 3 geckos, which is nice. Early scar and some trees. The adrenaline was pretty key for us, and I think that obviously it's probably hard to remember at this point, but in the early game we were struggling on this build. This build could easily have lost. I credit winning with one of the things I credit with winning is the decision that we made to build dodge early to just climb out of the negative dodge penalty and end up with positive dodge. That kept our character alive when we were struggling to build up damage. And the adrenaline, of course, was a key part of that. Our landmines dealt only 3,500 damage, or 350,000 damage. So our turrets really outpaced them in terms of damage, though some of those are Pocket Factory as well. Our baby elephant outperformed both of those, though, with 2.2 million damage. The 1 silver bullet that we got was great. Snowball only gave us 4 elemental damage, but of course that got doubled because we're the one-armed. Piggy Bank we only bought after wave 20, so it never turned on. Pocket Factory, of course, is great. 1.7 million on the explosive turret, so pretty efficient there as well. All right, my friends, I hope that you enjoyed building stats forever. This was a super fun run. I recommend it because it's a great run with some interesting tension early game that really pays off in a ridiculous power spike late game, and that's kind of fun that you get to both play like a pretty tactical run in the early game that requires some strong decision making, and then also have the ridiculous power of this late game character in the same run. Just a fun combination of characters. As always, if you have enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out a ton with the algorithm, so of course I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, my friends, and I'll catch you next time.